What it is, Desi Mob? What's up? It's your girl DesiDes back with another freaking video, and today, y'all, we are reacting to the 10 famous kids who ruined their career. I know a lot of people say like, oh, all these Disney characters and all that, our favorite Disney childhood memories, they didn't ruin their life or whatever. And just today I seen a video, what's his name, Eddie from That's So Raven. Why can't I think of his name right now? But anyways, he actually was a drug addict, everyone knows that, but he just turned his life around, and he's not a drug addict anymore. He's recovering, and yeah. Make sure you subscribe to your channel. Why would you watch a girl not subscribe? I wouldn't do like that, so don't do me like that. Period, poo, not more, none less. And we finna jump into this video.
It's not easy being a child star in Hollywood. You can't escape from the spotlight. Your parents have control over your fortunes, and you can't enjoy the simple things that most kids get to do every day. And for these 10 famous kids, the pressure was too much, causing them to spiral out of control. Some in more dramatic ways than others. Where did it all go wrong? And what are they doing with themselves today? Let's go ahead and find out. Jaden Smith. Our first cab off the rank is Jaden Smith. Sure, he's been an actor and he's been a rapper, but a lot of people would say that most of all he's been a letdown. He's the child of Will Smith, one of Hollywood's most beloved actors. Jaden was always set up for success, and for a moment, we thought he'd reached it. We fell in love with young Jaden thanks to his role as Christopher in The Pursuit of Happiness back in 2006, where he got on screen with his dad. Our hearts melted as the pair fought off poverty and homelessness. After that, he played Dre Parker in The Karate Kid and Katai Rage in After Earth, again alongside his dad. After Earth was a total flop, landing an embarrassing 11% critic score. From here, it all turned sour for Jaden. As he got older, he had to leave his cute childhood persona behind, and he got a little, well, weird. He embarrassed himself in interviews, claiming that he could, in fact, manipulate time, and on Twitter, putting out obscure tweets like, "How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? And most trees are blue."
To me, that's not weird. Every time when people think that you're weird, to me, it means that you think outside of the box, you think past all of what's going on. And that could be because I'm taking a philosophy class, and you know, philosophers, they say things like this: how are we real? If we have to question, are we real? And stuff like that. But like, I don't think that's weird to him. I think he's like thinking outside of the box, you know. Psychology was just a thought before. Astrology was just a thought before. So you might think he's bizarre for thinking these things, but
okay,
he may not be.
Anyway, then the acting career came to a halt, and instead he moved over to the world of music, releasing Sira in 2016, an album that took 3 whole years to produce. Many think that he could make a comeback if he can get over his sense of entitlement. Lindsay Lohan. No list of topsy-turvy childhood stars is complete without Miss Lindsay Lohan. The enchanting redhead took center stage from day one. But it was at age 11 when she starred as Hallie and Annie, the twins in Disney's remake of The Parent Trap, that she really shot into superstardom. With Freaky Friday in 2003, and then of course you have Mean Girls in 2004. Lindsay Lohan became a household name. Yeah, she had fame and fortune, but that meant that she became a massive target for the tabloids. And it took its toll on the young actress. Even when she was still working, she'd walk up to a film set late after oversleeping and arrived at locations wildly hungover, drained from the LA party lifestyle. It all spiraled out of control in 2006. 30 days of rehab, 2 DUI arrests, as well as charges for possession and driving without a license.
She had access to everything too early. She had access too early.
The punishment? Community service. 1 solitary day in jail, 3 years of probation, and an alcohol education program. The personal problems continued into the early 2010s.
That's her now? What the heck?
2010s, resulting in the loss of several film roles and plenty of negative media attention. But that was some time ago. what's she up to now? By all reports, Lilo is back on track, which is great. She's produced an MTV reality series called Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club, following the story of the launch of her actual club in Mykonos, Greece. She's had a clear mental change as well, wanting to put her issues behind her, demanding to a Variety reporter to, quote, stop rehashing my past for no reason, because everything is different now. Justin
That's
Cooper.
one thing.
Justin kicked off his acting.
That's one thing. They will freaking bring your past up over and over and over. The internet will never let you forget it. These bloggers will never let them forget it. Like, please leave them people alone and let them do whatever in peace.
Journey and pizza commercials when he was just 5 years old. From there, he'd go on to do guest appearances on the beloved sitcom Full House. Everything was moving in the right direction. Right. And then his big break came when Tom Shadyac, the director of Liar Liar, thought that he, Justin, had the perfect look to star alongside Jim Carrey. After the film's enormous success, Justin went on to star in a few more movies, did Dennis the Menace Strikes Again and The Adventures of Ragtime. Fast forward to today, and Cooper is a fully grown adult. Since 2017, Cooper has been a producer and on-air commentator at Fox Sports Radio out of Los Angeles. Haley Joel Osment.
How is he doing that? You might remember
young Haley Joel Osment as the boy who could communicate with spirits in M. Night Shyamalan's 1999 thriller, The Sixth Sense. Haley was just 11 years old, and for that he became the youngest person in history to be nominated for an Academy Award. But then, as he aged, his looks started to become less relevant, and Haley found himself doing more and more voiceover work.
Who is that?
And without enormous filming projects holding him back, Haley ended up graduating from NYU's Tisch School of the Arts in 2011, and now, as a 31-year-old, he looks completely different.
Yeah,
Backpack Kid. Next up,
that's not even ruined their career. How does that ruin his career? Because he changed looks?
Who? Well, exactly. You'll know this kid as the Backpack Kid, or the dude who started the viral dance flossing. He made the dance move a global phenomenon in 2016, after sharing his moves on social media, thanks to a little help from Rihanna and Katy Perry, of course. Well, Russell actually flossed his way into the music industry, releasing a single called Drip on Boat. He tried to start a new hashtag with another dance move in the music video, but it didn't work.
This entrepreneur brand logo was done by a top freelancer on Fiverr.
They saying that these kids ruined this and did that.
Matilda Mara Wilson. The name Mara Wilson probably doesn't ring a bell these days, because after her enormous success in her youth, her relevance quickly faded. But why?
Yeah, what's
Hollywood
she doing?
casting agents simply decided that Wilson had too much of an unusual look once she grew out of her cute kid typecast. And she was fully aware of this too. Now living in Queens, New York, Mara ended up going down the writing path, becoming a successful author.
That's kind of sad. Like, you look a certain way when you're a kid and everybody thinks, yeah, that's perfect for the cameras, it's perfect. But then when you get an unusual look, now, oh, you're not good. You're not a good fit for this, not a good fit for that.
She's written articles for online magazine Crack.com, wrote a play called Sheeple that was produced in 2013, and published her own memoirs in 2016 called Where Am I Now? Richard Sandrick. Do you remember The World's Strongest Boy? How could you not? This kid, whose real name is Richard Sandrick, was a child sensation. As an 8-year-old, Ukrainian-born Richard was bench pressing 210 pounds and weighed just 80 pounds himself. So it's no wonder why people called him Little Hercules. With such an athletic physique for a kid of his age, a documentary called The World's Strongest Boy was made, which slingshotted his name up into lights. Where's Mr. Muscles today? Well, take a look. He's 27 years old now, and Richard is almost unrecognizable. These days, he's working as a stuntman at Universal Studios Hollywood, and he hopes to one day become an engineer for NASA. Drew Barrymore. After 6-year-old Drew scored a role in Steven Spielberg's blockbuster E.T. the Extraterrestrial, her career exploded. Drew Barrymore made the 90s her own. But at the age of 9, she had some obstacles thrown her way. Without her father around, Drew's mother would take her along to nightclubs, where a young and vulnerable mind saw firsthand the effects of drugs and alcohol. Things started to look better after she had successfully filed for emancipation at age 15. But then she took another wrong turn when she was 19, by posing for Playboy. With all of this controversy, Hollywood was hesitant to work with her. Fast forward to today, and former ET star has been able to put her troubles behind her, recently starring in the butt-kicking remake of Charlie's Angels.
How is that troubles? Because she posed for Playboy? How is that her troubles?
Macaulay
Oh. I mean, her mama had her in the club as a jit. Like...
Culkin. There's perhaps no child star more famous than our next guest, as well as no fall from grace more documented. The Home Alone actor got his first taste of showbiz at the age of 4 by appearing in off-Broadway shows. But it wasn't until Home Alone dominated the box office that Culkin really made a name for himself. Since he was already the most famous and highest paid actor of his age, at this point he was much more likely to ruin his reputation than improve it. And alas, that's exactly what he did.
Dang.
Culkin couldn't handle the pressure thrust upon him by his parents, who entered him into a custody battle that was more focused on his $1 million fortune than him as a human being. Then, in 2004, the once famous child actor was arrested for possession of a cluster of different illegal substances, and because of his insane level of fame, the press was ruthless. Keeping out of the Hollywood limelight as much as he could, Macaulay ended up playing in a parody band called Pizza Underground. Is the music any good? Well, we're gonna let you take a listen and decide for yourself. Amanda Bynes. She hit the ground running as a child actor. A handful of movies followed in the 2000s, but then in 2012, she announced that she was retiring from acting, struggling with the negativity portrayed in the tabloids, and that's when things started to get weird. Not long after, she was...
I can't imagine being in a public light as a child. Like... I would quit too.
Involved in an accident with a police car, for which she was arrested and charged with a DUI. 2013 was another messy year with arrests for illegal substance possession and evidence tampering, and she even reportedly started a fire on a stranger's property. Fortunately, once out, Bynes was able to straighten out her life, focusing on mending family relationships and attending California's Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, graduating recently in 2019. From the outside, she appears happy and healthy. But it's still hard to believe that her last acting credit was Easy A alongside Emma Stone in 2010. Being a child star might look easy, but
that's crazy. I don't know. Tell me how y'all feel. Leave it down in the comments. But that's all for this video today. I love y'all. And yeah, see y'all in the next one.